This is Fever Pitch. I'm Adam Deal.
And I'm Andy Hageman, and we've got news, reviews, highlights, fun segments, player interactions, and lots of chit-chat about all things New Mexico United. We're going to start off with a phenomenal 2019. The inaugural season of New Mexico United stunned everybody that was around the game, that went to the game. The Curse was an amazing addition to the crowd, kind of like a 12th man, and we'll discuss all those things on the show in the coming weeks.
2019 season, unbelievable. Inaugural season, right? The Open Cup run was brilliant, all the way to the quarterfinals as to making the playoffs last game of the season. So in all, it was huge. My opinion, the biggest thing with New Mexico United in their inaugural season, Andy, it was the fans. You guys, the Curse, the 15,000 plus at some games, the over 12,000 and setting records for overall fan base throughout the USL Championship League Series. Unbelievable support.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's literally like having a 12th man on the field. The support in the supporter section at the Lab was amazing. It really lifts the players, and it was very consistent. There wasn't weeks when it was a little quiet, a little downbeat. Even when the team weren't doing so well, there was a great lift from the Curse at the supporters' end.
I feel like there's a couple of players that we need to talk about that have left, and we'll start with who?
Farewell, goodbye, and Avida Zainadu to, first of all, Santi No More, who scored the first USL hat-trick for New Mexico United against the Real Monarchs in April. Fantastic three-goal, culminating in two real goal-of-the-season contenders.
Look, we could put you right back on the pitch where you belong, Andy, right in that goal, huh?
Yeah, no. Goalkeepers Union, I wouldn't have enjoyed this one because I wouldn't have stood a chance against some of these goals. The first one might have been a tap-in, but the last two were unstoppable.
All right, so you're watching this hat trick here. This one, okay, bang. Well, the first one I thought was a great finish, too. I mean, you got to tuck it. He tucked it in near post. I thought you go far post. This is the goal, though. You love this one, don't you?
Look at this. Chest it's down, one movement, left foot, top corner. Goalkeeper stood looking nowhere.
It's beautiful. Goes top shelf with it off the two bounce, I guess you will, off of his chest. You can keep watching that. I want to get to, I don't know if you saw this, Santi Moar, his debut with Phoenix Rising, traitor, by the way. They booed him. They booed him. He was asked about it. He said, well, it's probably because of my ties with New Mexico United. I love the rivalry that's becoming of the Rising and New Mexico United.
Some of the best games of the year were against Phoenix Rising.
No doubt.
The atmosphere was brilliant.
Open Cup, both league games were great.
Gameplay was fantastic. And so, yeah, we've got to say goodbye to that talent, but we've got some new people coming in, some new blood, fresh into the team. We're looking for great things from Sami Sergi for one, Armando Moreno another, and of course Parks from Jamaica on loan from Sligo Rangers.
We're going to talk more about them a little bit later
will.
in this show. You need to know about some of our newcomers and who's going to replace all of this scoring, right? Because it's important. I will say this, Santi No More maybe disappeared late in the league last year, and he was having one of his best campaigns. Not only goals, but assists, and he really showed up. I will miss Santi in general. I think most United fans are, but once they see him against the Rising, it's going to be a different story, right? He's now a rival.
Out with the old and in with the new, he's gone, and so if he wins over the Phoenix crowd, then good for him. But we also need to give a mention out to Kavon Freitas.
Yes, we do.
Who may have gone missing in action at times, may have had a few too many yellow cards. I think he topped off with 12 last year for New Mexico United, but he also banged in some goals.
Take a look. First one, that's a tough finish, right? And then I was talking to you this off air. His PKs, I mean, sometimes they were good, sometimes they were a little bit wacky, but he hits there.
He's just got the air of confidence about him. And, we were talking in the preseason friendly about Sami Sergi, who put in a really good performance in the scrimmage, Unos versus Sonidos. And that was a good performance, but, we're going to miss Freitas certainly for the goals, but whether the yellow cards and the attitude will be fondly missed as much.
Well, that's what I want to know. I think Troy Lesesne has brought in this kind of attitude and culture over talent, and I don't know as if he fit that mold. I will say I will miss him. I will miss his charismatic attitude, his flashiness on the field. I thought one-on-one taking on defenders, he was fantastic with scissors and Cruyffs and cuts and Maradonas. He had kind of all the tools, and he was fun. At times maybe disappeared in games, but last year he was dubbed as Mr. Big Goal, and there was about 3 or 4 moments I can remember where he bailed out New Mexico scoring late into stoppage time or in overtime, especially in the U.S. Open Cup. He has become a fan favorite, so I will say that I will miss Kevon Frater. And that being said, maybe it's best that they did part ways. What do you think?
Yeah, the time was probably right. And I have to be honest, from what we saw in the scrimmage with United recently, that Moreno might be a good fit to fill those shoes, fill those boots, so to speak.
All right, so a ton that's going to be coming up on today's show, and we're going to go. We got a little interview with the Curse, who kind of started this monster following for New Mexico United.
Yeah, I mean, we interviewed David Carl at Lava Rock Brewery a couple of weeks ago, and his passion for the supporters club, the Curse, is legendary, and we'll join them after the break for that segment.
We also have coming up the goal of the year last year, New Mexico United. And also some of the new talent that's come in, some faces that you're going to have to learn about. So it's all right here on Fever Pitch when you return.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lascombe family. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today, D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
Back at it here on Fever Pitch, New Mexico United with an unbelievable inaugural season. And in that inaugural season, you've got to have a great fan base. And maybe the best fan base in the USL Championship League. It's the Curse, and it was founded by Ray Montano and David Carl, and more on that Andy Hageman.
So when I went to my first New Mexico United game, I was stunned at the atmosphere. I watched the Curse cheer, shout, yell, let off smoke bombs and beat drums. And I wanted to find out how they got started. And the story is a great one, how they went from, hey, we need a fan club and a fan base, to what was the Curse, and how much they changed the atmosphere at United games at the Lab last year. So I went out to Lava Rock Brewery out on Unser, and I interviewed David Carl in the frigid cold January evening wearing my Curse bobble hat. Hello everybody, we're here with David Carl, the president and founder of the Curse New Mexico, and we want to ask you, David, so a professional soccer team comes to New Mexico, says we're going to create a great team, and you think we should have a fan group. How did that start?
Yeah, it was pretty organic. You know, the team was announced, this big press conference, you know, USL New Mexico. It wasn't even New Mexico United yet. It was just USL New Mexico. And I'm a lifelong soccer fan, and I thought, man, it would be really cool to be involved in the supporters group. I didn't want to lead a supporters group. I just want to be involved. It'd be really cool. And so shortly after that, there was an event where people could go to a local restaurant and meet Peter, the owner, Peter Trevisani. So I went there, say hello, introduce myself, sign up for season tickets, because I knew I was going to get season tickets. And there was a form there, a handwritten form, and one of the things you could check, there's a checkbox, and it said, check here if you're interested in being part of a supporters group. So I checked the box. 6 people checked that box. And Lucas Cash, who works for the club, put us all in an email thread and said, hey, the 6 of you check the box, do what you're going to do. And so we all got an email chain, and we met at a brewery a few days later, and kind of the rest is history from there.
Okay, so that was then.
Yeah.
But now we have a fan group that's beautifully well supported, a lovely Facebook page and a website.
Yeah.
So how did it get from that to this?
There's about 1 million steps between A and B, but I'll take you through some of the highlights. So yeah, it was 6 of us to start, and we were pretty small. It was kind of slow going to start, which you'd expect. You know, we kind of had set a goal. We said if we have 50 people by the end of year 1, we'd be thrilled. We'll be over the moon. Ended up with 550. That's paid members. Anyway, so we start off pretty slow there, and then there's an event, maybe a month or so, I think, before the season started. It's the Black and Yellow Bash. This kind of fancy thing, people wearing nice clothes, all that kind of stuff. We show up in our jeans and our t-shirts and our first-year scarves, and we just start yelling. And I think people were a little freaked out by that. Like, why are they screaming in this building? People started ducking for cover, all that. But we start doing chants, we start yelling, we start screaming. There's a couple players there, and they're into it. They love it. The team ownership and management, they love it. And that day, our website had a lot of hits, and our Facebook page got a lot of new likes, and our Twitter page got a lot of new follows, and kind of took off from there. And then once we got around to the first match, people saw what we did. They saw the chants and the smoke bombs and the flags and the drums and the lunacy behind the goal, and it just exploded from there, and we had hundreds of members in no time.
But when David mentions lunacy, I have to tell you that the atmosphere that's created by this group at the supporters end at New Mexico United games at the Isotopes Park is amazing. So tell me, how did you come up with the name The Curse?
Yeah, so one of our early members, his name was Jeff. His name's probably still Jeff, as far as I know. But he came up with the name The Curse, and it's cool. It's kind of a New Mexico history lesson. So one of the first governors of the territory of New Mexico, before it was a state, his name was Lew Wallace. And so he was sent here to govern the newly formed territory by the president. He was a Civil War general, and when he got here, things were tough. Things weren't easy for him. You know, the plants were out to get him, the animals were out to get him, the heat was out to get him. He felt like everything was trying to kill him. And so he wrote this letter back to his wife in Indiana, and this big long letter, but part of it said, all calculations based on our experiences elsewhere fail in New Mexico. And we've dubbed that the Curse of Lew Wallace. And I think there's 2 ways you can look at that. One, everything in New Mexico is terrible. Nothing works in New Mexico, blah, blah, blah. But we decided, no. We're going to turn it on our head. We're going to make that our own. And it's become essentially whatever works in your home state, whatever works in your stadium and in your hometown. When you cross our borders, it's not going to work anymore. That's the Curse of Lew Wallace. And Lew is on, hold on, where is he? On this year's scarf. That's Lew Wallace. That's the skull of Lew Wallace, Governor Lew Wallace. So Lew is our inspiration.
So tell me, there must be fans listening to this that want to know how they can become involved in the Curse. How do you become a member of the Curse?
Sure. So there's kind of 2 different ways to do it. You can just come out and have fun and drink beer with us and eat a bunch of food at the tailgate and cheer and be an idiot, and that sounds great. Or if you want to become a paid member, you're welcome to. You can go to cursenm.com. It's $30 for the year. The membership includes the scarf, which I just showed you, and I'll get it out of my wallet. Our membership card, which is really cool this year, it's metal. It's got a bottle opener on it.
Oh, yeah.
And Curse Member 2020. And that gets you discounts all across town, gets you into all of our events. And it's, like I said, it's a blast and gets you on the bus when we do bus trips, which we do. We took a freaking airplane last year. So yeah, that kind of gets you in the door there. But again, if you don't want to pay, you don't have to pay. This is all about the fans and building community. So if you don't have the money to pay, or if you just don't want to pay and you just want to come hang out with us, you can do that.
And the spirit that you'll see at the games is absolutely fantastic. But if you do go to the Facebook page, it is a very friendly place to land. And I will say that the website is very easy to orientate, and they have some fantastic gear on there. It's kind of like you're going to one of the Premier League soccer.
Speaking of gear, I know you ordered this beanie online.
Oh, fantastic.
So there you go. Got that for you. We've got beanies, we've got scarves, we've got Curse socks, we've got hoodies, we've got yoga pants, we've got everything. It's pretty cool.
So it's a pretty amazing thing. So go to cursenm.com or the Facebook page. You'll see how great it is, and you too can get a beanie like I've got.
Everything was great in the interview, except for the end when you put the beanie on. It's not really your style, all right? Now, David Carl's become like sort of a celebrity because of what he started here with the Curse. And him and RJ Montano, by the way, have picked up a really good radio spot, 11 a.m. on ESPN Radio 1017, the team. You can catch the Curse Cast. Great stuff. And I want to bring you in and touch on this real quick before we get out of this segment, Andy, is basically the Curse brought a lot of people to city council and said to the city council, listen, there's these new nets that are being put up around the fields at the lab, or Isotopes Park, if you will, for baseball, which is great. It's for safety. It's for baseball, but it's not so great for sports fans following Mexico United. And they brought the Curse kind of into the city council, made noise, city council heard, and they're getting retractable nets now, and that's happening where it gets taken down in between games or series that happens for the Isotopes and United as they share the stadium. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the nets spoil the viewing for the public and the fans, and so, why wouldn't the Curse make a load of noise about something that's going to ruin their day?
A lot more. Again, the Curse, that was great with David Carl. A lot more to come here. We're going to chat. You're not going to want to miss this because Andy and I were able to see some of the brand new players that are coming your way and some flashiness that you're really going to love. And also, who doesn't love the best goals? How about the goal of the year with Daniel Bruce? It's all coming up here on Fever Pitch.
Yeah, we'll call it the Bruce.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut!
We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lascombe family. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today, D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
All right, a lot of new signings for New Mexico United, and we're able to see a couple in a scrimmage. Somos for Sonidos, in which we both thought Andy Onidos came out blazing, right? These are most of the new signings that were playing in this scrimmage, and a couple of players really stood out immediately. And how about the kid straight from college, Sammy Sergi? I think the first play, he did like a let the ball go through his legs and megged one of the defenders. It might have been Austin Yearwood, who is a veteran defender, obviously. And immediately, you and I were like, okay, we got to watch him.
Well, he had a stellar college career, and so when he came out on the field, he just looked confident. He had that air about him. He was happy to take the shot.
Surprised he didn't get drafted in the super draft, I thought, with his stats from college, by the way.
Yeah, it wouldn't have surprised me, but you never really know how they're going to transition. It's a step up in level, but it didn't look like that at the scrimmage we saw against Unidos. And also, Armando Moreno, he also was pretty sexy looking on the field. Little bit of a left foot on him, likes to cut inside, and he's happy to take a shot.
I remind you a little bit of Santi Moar. That is kind of the replacement. He is very flashy. He throws step overs just over and over and over, and he's quick enough to get his shot off. Could have scored a couple of times, really. Did not. It was a scoreless scrimmage. Moreno was fantastic, I thought. I go back to Sergi. You look at the scrimmage just recently against El Paso Locomotive. We don't like you. Smashed him. United smashed him in the scrimmage. Sergi had 2. Yeah. So he is going to be a contributor up top. He is very tall, good in the air, but he's good on the ball on beating somebody. So he's going to be a flashy forward. Who else are you looking at that you think United fans are going to get to know here soon?
Well, so fans that are a bit bitter about losing Freitas and Santino Moore are going to look forward to Moreno, Parks, and Sergi. I'm telling you now.
Romeo Parks, very big physical type. He's playing maybe outside, but a high forward type, right?
Yeah, big, bullish, confident, attacking forward. He's going to bring a lot to the game. So there are options up front for the team, and I think Lesane has the ability to be able to mix and match and see who partners Sandoval best. And I'm looking for a lot of goals in 2020.
What about keeping goals out? There's a defender that's come in that everybody's been talking about from the Real Monarchs.
Yeah, Kalen Ryden, he's a big, imposing left side central defender. He's going to be a great communicator. We saw that in the scrimmage. He and Cody Mizell hopefully will get a bit of a rapport going, and we will soon be seeing a few more clean sheets, because we were a bit void on clean sheets last year. I would say
you and I differ. I think it's because of the style of play that Troy Lesane plays. I will say this though, okay, starting center backs, there'll be a lot of healthy, or if there's health problems, there's a lot of good rotation. I mean, because I think you saw Rashid Tete looked fantastic in the scrimmage. I thought played really well at the end of the year too. We know Justin Smith is fantastic, and then you add this piece to it. I think it adds depth. It adds another layer. I think you're right. There will be more clean sheets, hopefully, that we're rooting for. I think it's more of a style adjustment as well. But Troy Lesane likes to counter the counter. That's basically what he does.
Absolutely. I would expect to see more clean sheets. Winning 4-3 every week is fun.
Don't you think that's added to the atmosphere, though? People go to the game that's not a big football fan, if you will, and they see a 4-3 game, and they're like, man, I want fireworks like this every time. It's like West Ham losing. We'll get into that in just a second.
Oh, wow. You had to bring that one up. But no, look, listen. So, you don't mind seeing a couple of goals going in at the wrong end, but as long as you get at least double at the right end, and the curse can go mad, and the smoke bombs and the drums and stuff. But, as a member of the Goalkeepers Union, we really want to see a 0 at our end. We want the defending side to be able to protect me and keep the ball away from me.
As a member of the Goalkeeper Union, you would have not stopped this goal, the goal of the year for New Mexico United. Daniel Bruce, or as they call him, Brucey, this is a screamer with the curl, everything you want on the outside of the foot.
Yeah, it's an absolute screamer. And when you see the angle from behind the goal, you can just see the curl on that. The keeper is like flying through the air with the greatest of ease, but missed it by a yard. It was in the top corner. No one is going to stop that, even if they had two goalkeepers.
This is so difficult to hit on the bounce. It's off the bounce. You got to keep your head down, knee over the ball, and to curl it, you can see he meant it, right? It was a let's make sure that this dips. It has to dip. You have to keep it down. It's so difficult. The technique is flawless for Bruce. That's why it's the goal of the year, Andy.
Yeah, that one stayed hit. It looked gorgeous from the minute it left his boot, and everybody knew it was going in the net. And as you see Devon Sandoval turn away, he's looking stunned amazement as that ball goes in. He knew that was the goal of the season.
No doubt. It was the goal of the season, so congratulations to Daniel Bruce. I'm really anxious to see Daniel Bruce. He's a young professional. I'm interested to see his development in New Mexico United. And I feel like, though, he could probably play for West Ham.
Wow. Okay, so I have to touch on the subject that there's an elephant in the room, and that is that Adam Deal is a Liverpool fan. And for those of you that keep even just half an eye on the English Premier League, you will know that Liverpool are runaway leaders. At the other end of the table, I'm afraid the team that I have loved since I was 4 years old, West Ham United, are struggling big style. They just can't keep the ball out of their own net. Now listen, Liverpool have a bit of a history of choking. In 2014, there was an infamous game, Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Stevie G alone.
Stevie G slipped and fell. Oh, poor Bracito. And it curtailed Liverpool's title challenge. So I have a little bit of a bet with our Adam, and I'm saying this. Liverpool are going to choke. Here we are.
They're too far ahead.
We're not even in April yet. There's still room for losses. We just saw them lose against Atletico Madrid. You know, a couple of injuries in that game. Henderson goes off late. You know, there's a big chance that they're going to choke again.
Andy,
and, you know,
listen.
West Ham are perennial
Oh,
survivors.
why do you got to show that?
He fell over.
Why do you got to
he's
show
fallen over
that?
again.
That's history. First off, all right, now time for my rebuttal. First off, Liverpool have it sewn up. They are going to be the winners, just like they are the defending Champions League winners. And don't worry, they're going to get back here as they fell short, but they're going to go home and they're going to advance in the Champions League just like normal. They're so far ahead of everybody. And here's the problem with West Ham fans. You got to root against everybody else because you can't even root for your own team. Because when's the last time you won something? Before I was born, I'm pretty sure, in what, 80?
Yeah, against Arsenal in the FA Cup final. Trevor Brooking fell over and scored a 13th-minute winner. But anyway, look, listen, they are going to survive my West Ham. But look, if
Who's West Ham? And West Ham till I die. Go ahead and sing
I'm
it for
forever
us.
blowing bubbles, and I assure you that if West Ham go down and Liverpool win the English Premier League, I will wear a Liverpool kit on this show and sing Ring of Fire for you, Adam. I'll serenade you all the way.
He's going to sing it. All right. Appreciate you guys joining us for our first show. We're out of here.